All right, guys, you know me, when I purchase some new audio equipment, the first thing I do is I jump in my truck and I test how good the quality is going to be in my truck. Because in all reality, in a vehicle is probably the worst case scenario for audio equipment, for audio, period. Today we're going to be talking about another piece of audio gear that I use heavily in the field. This is a wireless lavalier system, and it has a transmitter and a receiver right here. I've got it plugged into this GoPro. You can hear me on the GoPro over here. And we're going to do some recording on this during this session on the GoPro. This is from ZGCine. It's a $90 piece of equipment. The closest competitors that are out there to this that you'd see in the US market is around 250 bucks. I needed something that does what this does, but I needed it at a price point that I could afford. And if I did something wrong with it by dropping it into the ocean or dropping it off of a bicycle or something like that, I'm not going to be too hurt about it. But this wireless system works really, really well. I was very impressed. I was able to get footage, good audio footage over about 100 to 50 to 200 feet away without any issues or any interference or dropouts. And the really cool thing about it is it gives me a little bit more freedom. I like hooking my GoPro camera up to different trees and on the ground and next to trails and stuff, and ride by or paddle by and do my narrations and not have it go really, really soft to really, really loud to really, really soft again. This way I can maintain all the way through the shot, the audio level, and that's exactly what I was looking for. But I wanted something that was a little more versatile than just that. Okay, there's a lot of wireless transmitters out there that'll do the extra distance. There's a lot of wireless transmitters out there that'll do close-ups, do great with the wind, which this one does. But this one, like I mentioned, has this microphone on here. And this is what took this one to the next level. So if I pull this off, now my microphone's right here. There's a variety of different things that I can do with this. I can hook it to my shirt, I can hook it to my hat, I can leave it on the table. I can give it to somebody that is I'm asking questions about. And now I don't have to deal with all the wires, because a lot of times, especially when you're an old guy like me and you're trying to get some information from, like a younger woman, they're not going to want you digging your hands up and around in their shirt to try to get the lavalier all positioned in the right place. Now you can just hand this to them. They can hang on to it. They can clip it to their shirt wherever they want, and it will do really well. So let's try that. You're probably hearing a lot of noise in it from the movement, but that's okay. So now I have it clipped to my shirt, and this is exactly what you would expect the sound quality to be while it was connected to your shirt. You heard earlier from the lavalier. The lavalier is probably going to be a little bit better, but there's one thing that makes this good, and that is it gets the job done. I always say it, done is better than perfect. Now, this is what it sounds like when it's on my shirt. Let's put it on my hat. And believe it or not, I've worn it this way a couple of times. Because what it does is it makes it hands-free. And I'm not necessarily videoing myself when I have it on my hat, but I may be doing the narration. I may be asking questions while I have another microphone hooked up for somebody else to be talking about. I may just want to be doing some flyby shots or something like that. But this is exactly how it sounds while it's on my hat. Now, the other thing I can do is set it on the table. Now I can put it on the table and I can turn it into a little tiny microphone. I can even set it up on a little tripod if I wanted to and have it pointed at a guest or myself while I was doing audio. And this is what it sounds like about 1.5 feet away from me when it's sitting on a table. Not bad for a little lavalier built into the transmitter. Now for some bonus footage for while I was shooting in my truck. One of the hardest situations to record audio in. This is it. The reason why I bought this was because I was looking for something super small that competed with the new Rode that's out that's super small. I didn't want to spend $250 like the Rode is asking for. I think a lot of their money that they ask for there is in brand. While they do have good equipment, and I do have some Rode equipment, and I'm not a brand snob. I'll buy the brand when it warrants it. But if there's other equipment out there that's a half or even a third of the price, I'm a budget guy. I'm going to go for that instead. but I really wanted something that was super small that I could put on my GoPro or I could put on my DSLR. I have some other high-end audio equipment that I use with my DSLR, even full-on Shure shotgun mics that are wireless. But I needed something that was small, compact for on the go, and even when it's on my DSLR, I wanted it small enough that when I put my Nikon Z6 into a electronic stabilizer, that it's not going to be too top heavy. And these are very super small, very super light compared to my other equipment, and make balancing on there really easy. All right, so now we're switched over, and this is the pod all by itself. There is no microphone plugged into it. You can see it right here, strapped to my seatbelt. This is one of the reasons why I went this route, is because it did support both a lavalier mic if I wanted to go that route, or without it. And having this pod this tiny, where I can just clip it to the side of a backpack somewhere, or a strap, or on my shirt, or even the bill of my hat, if you will, man, that is the bomb. That's what I was looking for in something new and a little bit more portable. And it seems like every year these guys come out and they just get tinier and tinier, and the quality even gets better and better. All right, this is the last piece of audio testing that I'm going to be using for the ZGCine modules. This is actually not using the new device. This is actually just the GoPro Media Mod. I'm still in my truck, I'm still on the highway, I'm still pulling my trailer, I'm still headed to Shreveport, but I wanted to have some comparison audio so that you can hear the difference between having a wireless system or some kind of a mic system and the onboard mics that come with the GoPro Media Mod. Well, that's about all I want to say about this. This was quick and dirty. I really like this system. It's well worth the $90. If you decide to pick one up, there's a link below. You'll be impressed with what you get out of it. And again, done is better than perfect. When you can go out and get the job done and knock it out and get your videos online, that's what I'm talking about.